Hey everybody, my name is Heather and welcome to a short yoga practice where we are going to focus on stabilizing and strengthening our core and our shoulders. We're going to get started in a tabletop position. When you come into tabletop, you're going to bring your shoulders over your wrists and your knees underneath your hips. Now before you start moving, I just want you to either keep your eyes open or closed and just breathe in and out through the nose. Feeling the fingertips pressing into the mat, maybe rocking a little bit forward and back. Feeling your belly button draw towards your spine. And this is really going to keep us stable. Want to make sure that the low back is stabilized, not arching too much. And I want you'll feel the difference when we move into cat and cow. Steady out in the middle. Let's start to drop the belly down towards the ground. Draw your shoulders down the back, broadening through your collarbones. And our cow. And then your exhale through the nose, spreading your shoulder blades. Draw the navel back towards the spine. Inhale, arching the back, opening up the chest. Exhale, rounding. Now this is just going to help to warm up the spine a little bit. Inhale, arching. And exhale, round. We're going to move a little bit more side to side on this next one. So exhale. Inhale, come to neutral. And move left shoulder, left hip. Stretching out the right side of the body. Exhale, right shoulder, right hip. You might even feel a few cracks as you move side to side. Maybe feeling different areas of resistance in the body. But take note of those areas of resistance that you feel and see how we can remedy that throughout the practice. Now, if you want to put the cat and cow and the side-to-side movements together, you could begin to arch the back, lift the chest on your inhale, move right shoulder, right hip, rounding out on your exhale to the left shoulder, left hip. Inhale, arch in the back, lifting the chest, right shoulder, right hip. Exhale, rounding, left shoulder, left hip. And again, going down to the right and up to the left. Inhale down to the right and up to the left. Last one, inhale down and to the right, exhale up and to the left. Now let's switch. Let's bring it to the right, dip it down, inhale to the left, up and to the right. And I'm not going to keep cueing that, but you can move as smoothly as you want to. It doesn't have to be a super smooth circle, it just has to be kind of your own body movements. So taking two more. Warming up through the entire midsection and last one. And then let's come back to a neutral spine. So if your shoulders are feeling a little bit tired here and your wrists are feeling a little bit tired here, that's fine, that's pretty normal. Just bring the big toes to touch and sink back into a child's pose for a moment. You can roll the wrists. You can even flex the wrists with your other hand. And if you're not used to being on your hands a lot, this can be just a really tender point in the body. So just taking adequate amount of time to make sure that you are taking care of your wrists. Rising up back to tabletop, tucking your toes under here. Lift your knees off the ground. Draw the belly button back towards your spine. Send your hips back towards your heels, so that your ears can fall in line with your biceps, and then you can begin to straighten the legs. And I will say that bending the knees here is perfectly acceptable, especially if it causes the low back to round as you straighten the legs. So take your time here, maybe pedal out through the feet. And with your hands, being really intentional about pressing through the fingertips, especially your index finger and your thumb. And breathing in and out through the nose, letting the head relax. And then steady out through the feet. Trying to anchor the heels down towards the ground. And let's inhale, shift forward into plank pose. So it's okay if you need to move your feet or your hands a little bit. In your plank pose, we still want to draw the belly button back towards the spine, straightening the arms as much as you can, spreading your shoulder blades a little bit. So what we don't want to do is let the chest drop between the shoulders. Press the ground away from you, spreading the shoulder blades, knees down or knees up, and holding nice and strong here. This is one of the best ways to strengthen your whole core. Making sure we're not arching the back, lengthening the tailbone towards the heels, and press back down dog. Exhale. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, down dog, just a little stability. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, down dog. And last one, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, down dog. Now as you shift forward this time, go ahead and drop the knees. Keep pressing through the hands. You're gonna look forward and slowly lower your body to the ground. Now when you get to the ground, keeping your hands by your ribs or by your chest, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Untuck your toes. You can lower your head towards the ground on your inhale. On your exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, maybe press and lift a little higher. Good, lower it down. And let's hold it here on your exhale. And then inhale, press. Opening up into a Cobra. Exhale, lower down. And last one, inhale, lift. And press up into a higher Cobra. Elbows in, shoulders down. And exhale, lower. Pressing into your hands, tuck your toes under. I want you to think about drawing your belly button away from the floor. So you may not actually remove your belly button from the floor, but try to create that action. And when you have that action, either on your knees or on your toes, we'll do this on the knees first, you're gonna press up into a plank. And then from there, into knees or down or knees up into a plank. And downward facing dog, exhale. And now from our down dog, put the weight into your left foot, bring your right leg up. It doesn't have to be super high. Just think about pressing both arms straight, pressing through the fingertips. Keeping your hip square, keeping your right hip plugged into the socket. And on your exhale, bring your right knee to bend and bring your right knee to your right elbow. And send it back up, inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee to bend, bring it over to the left elbow. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it to the right. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale to the left. Now bring it straight back to plank, three-legged plank. And maybe lower all the way to the ground. From here, both feet on the ground, rolling the shoulders back. Let's take the arms back behind you, roll the wrists. And on your exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Maybe lift the legs. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Inhale, lift your left arm, swims forward. And exhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, swing your right arm forward. Exhale, bring it back. Last one, both arms forward. And exhale, bring it back. Hands by your ribs. Bring your belly button towards the spine, tuck the toes. Knees or toes, press it up in a plank. In downward facing dog, exhale. Taking your left leg up into the air, inhale. Keeping your hips as square as possible, pointing or flexing through the left foot. Keep pressing through the fingertips. And feeling the legs engaged. Stretching on the right side, feel free to bend into that right leg if you need a little bit more space. On your exhale, let's bend the left knee, bring it to the left elbow. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it over to the right elbow. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it to the left. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, over to the right. Send it straight back into your three-legged plank and lower all the way to the ground. Arms come behind you. Untuck your toes. Lower down on your exhale. Inhale, lift. Legs and arms. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left arm forward, swing. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, the right arm. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, both arms. Exhale, bring it back. Hands by the ribs. Tuck your toes, draw the belly button in. Knees or toes, press it up into your plank. And downward facing dog, exhale. Very good. Now from here, we're gonna shift into plank. Let's slowly lower down to the ground again. This time, what I want to do is just untuck the toes, keep your hands by your ribs, and let's stretch up into a high cobra. Shoulders draw down the back, pulling the heart forward. Think about drawing the heels of the hands back toward you. And if you want full up dog, you can lift your hips and straighten the arms. Just know this is a lot for the low back. And then let's drop the knees, big toes to touch, coming back into a child's pose. And in your child's pose, think about just relaxing the low back, stretching the arms out in front. Walking the hands over to the left, just feeling that right hand walk a little bit further out to the left, opening up the right side of the body. And if you want to, you can even rock open and closed with the right shoulder. Breathing in and out through the nose. And ultimately just trying to relax and stabilize the breathing so that we can cool it down in the body. Walking it through center and over to the right. And for the flow that we did, you can do that multiple times, as many times as you want to. Opening and closing through the left shoulder if you want to, breathing into the left side here. You can make this practice longer. You can add on to it in your home practice, but ultimately if you want to work a lot into planking, into the core and shoulders, and even into the spinal erectors and glutes, you have that as kind of your baseline flow. Bring it back to center. We're gonna rise up in a tabletop. You can slide your knees forward and sit onto your hips, rolling down onto your back. When you get down to your back, keep your left foot planted, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. From here, you can stay if that's comfortable, or you can just wrap your hands around your left shin if you'd like. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your neck and head. Now, we didn't do a whole lot of specific hip work, but when we're stabilizing the body, this becomes a time where the hips do tighten. And let's take this into a twist over to the left. So removing the arms, dropping your figure four over to the left. You can move your right hand out into a T shape or a goalpost. And you can grab onto your right ankle with your left hand if you would like. And right here, thinking about drawing your right hip away from your right ribs, lengthening the whole right side of the body. And releasing into the low back, releasing into the abdominals. And the hip flexors, especially. Let's take it back up, uncross your right leg from your left. Take a left ankle on top of your right thigh. You can thread the needle here, grabbing in front of your right shin, feeling free to rock side to side, or you can stay still. And honestly, even if you don't do a hip practice, it's still nice to do this to just work through hip mobility and tension in the body, helping to release from whatever kind of practice you were doing. Let's take this into a twist, removing the hands. Drop the legs over to the right. Left arm comes out into a T shape or goalpost. You're lengthening your left hip away from your left ribs, trying to just lengthen the whole left side of the body and breathe into that space. Elongate the breath as much as you want to, without worrying about making it some deep, dramatic breath. Let's inhale, come back up to center. Uncross the legs, draw them both into your chest here. You're gonna take your right hand, or your left hand, take it and grab a hold of your right foot. Now, if you are looking at the screen, you can follow along here, but I'm gonna try to cue you if you're lying on your back. Grab a hold of the top of your right foot with your left hand and connect your right heel to the back of your left leg. And you're gonna slide it down until your knee drops at an angle, and then let go. Grab a hold of your left shin, and then you can either just keep your knee drawing towards you, or it can draw out to the left a little bit. And this is going to, if you are in this position where you are feeling this, is the quadriceps and even into the hip flexors. Knees bent, knees out at an angle to the right. And the more you bring your left knee over to the left, that's where you're going to feel more of the intensity. And let's bring it back up to center. Pulling both knees in. Taking your right hand, grabbing a hold of the left foot, and then drawing a line down the leg. Dropping your knee at an angle. Grab a hold of your left shin, or your right shin, and then draw it towards you or towards the right. One side is going to feel a little bit more tender and tighter than the other, and that's normal. So if you have an asymmetry on one side or the other, then trying your best not to just force your body into the stretch, but take it easy. Only go as far as your body is comfortable with, because other than that, you're just injuring yourself. Still breathing in and out through the nose. Let's draw both knees in one last time. Maybe taking a hold of the big toes here with your peace fingers, two fingers, first fingers of each hand. Dropping the knees down towards the sides of the chest for Happy Baby, Ananda Balasana. You can straighten one leg, maybe straighten the other leg, maybe straighten both legs, trying to anchor your tailbone down. And bring the legs together, inhale. Exhale, bend them. Letting them straighten out in front of you, hands by your sides, palms facing up. Not a long relaxation here, but feel free to pause the video and take as long of a relaxation as you want to. But in this time, focusing on breathing in and out through the nose. Focus on pushing the breath down towards your belly. And softening the parts of the body that might feel tight or tense. Start to move a little bit, so feel free to stay here as long as you like, but if you are coming out of our final relaxation to end this video, you can keep going. If not, pause it. Bending your knees, planting your feet, and then rolling onto your right side, resting your head on your right arm. Gently pressing up into a comfortable seated position, facing the front. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders over your hips, hands resting comfortably in your lap. And thank you so much for joining me, for being dedicated to your practice, for working hard, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Thank you.